In this video tutorial, I am going to discuss about non-standard amino acid. In my previous video, we had discussed about standard and non-standard amino acids. So, standard amino acids are those amino acids which can be inserted into the protein during the process of translation. Okay, and those amino acids which are not standard amino acids, they are known as non-standard amino acids. Now, non-standard amino acid, they can also appear in the protein, but these amino acids are not inserted during the process of translation, but they appear in the protein because of post-translational modification, right? So, non-standard amino acid, they can appear in the protein. So, that is amino acid derivatives present in protein, See, here we are using word derivatives. Why? Because they are not original standard amino acid, but those amino acids are modified in some way. So, we are utilizing this word, that is amino acid derivatives. And the second possibility is that these amino acids, they have their free existence in the biological system. Okay, so you can call them as a free amino acid or non-protein amino acid. These amino acids are not because of their importance in the protein, rather their importance is in their free form. Okay. So, let us see the examples of amino acid derivatives present in the protein. So, as we know that these amino acid derivative, they are because of the post-translational modification. So, all post-translational modification falls under this category. So, we know that there is a collagen protein. Okay. In this collagen protein, we can see two different types of amino acid derivative or non-standard amino acids. These are 4-hydroxyproline and 5-hydroxylysine. So, see, simply proline and lysine both are standard amino acid. They are incorporated into this collagen protein during the process of translation. But this hydroxylation is carried out later on. Okay. So, these both are non-standard amino acid. Another example is the histone protein. This histone protein, it is several amino acid which undergoes methylation. So, it has so many methylated amino acids. So, methylated amino acids, then acetylated amino acids and phosphorylated amino acids. So, histone has so many amino acids and these three modifications are the most prominent one. Okay. Then in the blood clotting factors, glutamic acid is there which gets gamma carboxylated later on. So, gamma carboxy glutamic acid is also one of the example of non-standard amino acid, right? And last but not the least is the cysteine. Again, see, this cysteine is different than the cysteine. Okay, these both words are not same. This cysteine is the standard amino acid, whereas this cysteine is actually a combination of such two cysteine. So, cysteine which is bound with the another cysteine. So, this compound, it is known as cysteine, and this bond is between the sulfur group of each cysteine. So, these are the examples of the amino acid derivative which are present in the protein. Okay, and so they are non-standard amino acid. Now, the second example is the free amino acid, or you can say non-protein amino acid. Okay. So, here we have main two categories. One is D amino acids, and so obviously other category is the L amino acids. But as a side note, remember, standard amino acids are those amino acids which appear in the protein during the process of translation, and these all amino acids are the L type of amino acid. Okay, it's basically L alpha amino acids. So, L isoform of the amino acids all standard amino acids are the L alpha forms of amino acid, but not all L alpha form of amino acids are the standard one. Okay, some of the L amino acids can fall under this non-standard amino acid. So let's first look at the examples of D amino acids. Okay, these D amino acids, they are non-standard amino acid, right? And most of the time they are found in the bacteria or in a drugs. So in the bacterial cell wall, we have D-glutamic acid, and we have D-alanine. So these both plays a structural role in the bacterial cell wall. Then as a drugs, we have so many examples. For example, actinomycin D, then gramicidin S, then we have valinomycin, then D-penicillamine, then gabapentin, then N-acetylcysteine. These are all the examples of the drug which are basically D amino acids, okay, and all of these are also example of the non-standard amino acid. Out of these three, actinomycin D, gramicidin S and valinomycin, they act as an antibiotics. D-penicillamine is the copper chelating agent. Gabapentin, it is an anticonvulsant drug, and N-acetylcysteine, it is used in cardiac failure and chronic renal failure. Okay, this drug is used in these two diseases, and it is also used as an antioxidant. So these are all the examples of the different non-standard D amino acids. Regarding L alpha amino acids, now L alpha amino acid, that can be two different types of non-standard L alpha amino acid. One is alpha amino acids, and others are non-alpha amino acids. Now why we call amino acids as a alpha amino acids? The reason is that NH3 plus group, this is amino group, it is attached on alpha carbon atom. That's why we call them as a alpha amino acid. And we know that all the standard amino acids, they are the alpha amino acids, right? So here amino group is on the alpha carbon, that's why we call them as a alpha amino acid. Whereas in non-alpha amino acid, what will happen? The amino group will be on the non-alpha carbon. So it may be beta, gamma or delta. Let's see examples of each. So examples of alpha amino acids. So certain alpha amino acids, it may occur as a part of urea cycle. So two such amino acids are there, ornithine and citrulline. Then it can also act as a hormone. For example, we have T3 and T4. These both thyroid hormones are an example of non-standard L alpha amino acids. Okay. Then certain such amino acid can act as a methyl group donor. So methyl group donor, that is S-adenosyl methionine. This is also examples of non-standard L alpha amino acid. Then we have DOPA. This amino acid, it acts as a neurotransmitter. Then we have excretory product, that is creatinine. So creatinine, it is excreted in urine. And certain non-standard L alpha amino acid, they can also act as appear as an intermediate in certain amino acid metabolism. Suppose if you see the methionine metabolism. So in methionine metabolism, as an intermediate product, one this non-standard L-alpha amino acid occurs, that is homocysteine. This is the example of non-standard L-alpha amino acid which occurs in the methionine metabolism. Remember, methionine is the standard amino acid. Okay. Then in the metabolism of threonine, so threonine, then aspartate, and again methionine. These all three are the standard amino acid, but during their metabolism as an intermediate, homoserine occurs. Homoserine. This is the example of non-standard L-alpha amino acid. Okay. Now, what about non-alpha amino acids? So, the example, like you can say, as it is non-alpha, it can be a beta, or it can be a gamma, or it can be a delta. So, beta alanine and beta amino isobutyrate, you can also call it as a BABA. This beta alanine is found in the component of the coenzyme A. So, it is a component of coenzyme A. Beta amino isobutyrate, it is the end product of pyrimidine metabolism. End product of pyrimidine metabolism. Then example of gamma amino acid is the gamma amino butyric acid. So, gamma amino butyric acid, and yes, of course, instead of butyrate you can also use the word butyric acid. So, here gamma amino butyric acid, that is GABA, that is GABA, this GABA act as a neurotransmitter. And example of the delta amino acid is the delta ALA, that is delta amino levulinic acid, and this delta ALA occurs in the heme synthesis. So, all of these are the examples of non-standard amino acid. So, along with the non-standard amino acid, I had also explained you their biological role also. Okay. So, this was all about the non-standard amino acids. If you have any query or confusion, please write it down in the comment section below. Thank you.